and welcome to session 6 of the Cardiac Rehab Standing Series. So we're on to the final session now, and we're going to move the exercises up a notch. We're going to add a little bit more onto the intensity and a little bit more onto the time. So for today's workout, we're going to be doing 30 minutes of cardiovascular work. So again, the exercises are moving on a little bit, but there's still variations within each of these exercises. And we're going to use some small weights again today in the form of tins of beans, or small dumbbells, or resistance bands, or bottles of water, whatever you have to hand. So once again, please only complete the exercises if you're feeling well enough to do so. Don't exercise if you're feeling unwell, and please read the following safety information carefully. So we're going to get started with a warm-up. We're going to start with a march on the spot. Okay. So we'll just keep that march going. And once again, make sure the space that you're exercising in is free of clutter. You're not going to trip up over anything. You've got a bottle of water to sip on throughout the session. And if it's a warm day, make sure there's a window open. Again, never exercise through any sort of chest pain. If you've been prescribed a GTN spray or an inhaler or anything like that, make sure you keep it by you and use it when needed. So we're going to keep that march going for a little bit longer, and then we'll get the arms moving. Okay, so let's do 10 shoulder rolls backwards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's do 10 forwards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's give those arms a little bit of a shake. Let's take it into those heel digs now. And again, warming up, really important. We want to get that heart rate up a little bit, get the muscles warmer, get the body ready for some exercise, increase the coronary blood flow, prevent any problems during exercise. We want to gradually increase the pace as we're going through the warm-up, but we want the warm-up to feel reasonably light with an RPE of around 11. Once you've completed this workout, if this is feeling still quite comfortable, then you can continue on to add extra exercises in, or you can increase the time of those exercises or repeat the circuit again. And the same goes for previous circuits that we've done in the previous sessions. If any of those exercises suited you more and you preferred those exercises, as the weeks go on, you want to try and increase the time that you're doing. And ideally, we want to get it up to 30 minutes of cardiovascular work. So if you did one of the previous workouts that was 10 minutes long, try and double that or try and treble that. Or 15 minutes, try and double that again. Okay, let's add the arms in now for a bicep curl. So this should still feel quite easy at this point. We're not breathing too deeply right now. If you need to slow down at any point throughout the workout, make sure you do. If you need to take a rest, just slow the legs down and take it to a steady march. Try and avoid stopping all of a sudden. And in a moment, we're going to change those arms into a chest press. Okay, so if we bring the hands up to the shoulders and push forwards. If there are any exercises that you're not sure about or anything that you need advice on, please make sure you speak to the cardiac rehab team prior to doing the exercises. If you need to lower your hands at any point, if your shoulders are hurting, just take the hands a little bit lower. Okay, and then in a moment we're going to drop the hands back to the side and we're going to go into the side step. Okay, so let's go out and back in. Nice and light on the toes. And again, if you need a chair to lean on or something for support, that's fine. In today's workout, we're going to use the weights again. We're going to use a step-up box. So if you haven't got a step-up box, you can do these exercises on a bottom step, or you can do them on the floor if you haven't got a step or a step-up box. You'll still get just as good a workout. And then in a moment, we're going to raise the arms whilst doing the side tap. Okay, so let's take the arms out as we tap. Picking that pace that feels comfortable for you. But just gradually aiming to increase it a little bit throughout the warm-up. And then in a moment we're going to go back to the march, but we're going to have a bit more of a drive with the arms now, so we're going to increase that pace that little bit more. Okay, so let's go back to the march, but we're just bringing in the arms a little bit now. And you should feel that your breathing rate's gone up a little bit, but you shouldn't feel out of breath at this point. Keeping that march going, keeping those legs moving and the arms moving. And in a moment, we're going to take the arms down and we're going to go to some shoulder rolls again. Okay, so let's do 10 shoulder rolls backwards. That's 5. And that's 10. Okay, let's go 10 forwards whilst keeping the march going. That's 5. And 10. Okay, let's keep that march going. And in a moment, we're going to go back into the heel digs with the bicep curls. So let's take it into the heel digs, but just increase that pace a little bit now. And in a moment, we'll add the bicep curls back in. Okay, so as we tap forwards, let's take the arms into a bicep curl. Should start to feel a little bit warmer now. So ideally what we want is a 15-minute warm-up and a 10-minute cool down. Really important no matter what exercises you're doing, especially if it's more intense exercise, we want to get that warm-up and cool down in. Okay, so let's change the arms now into a chest press. Take it at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. You haven't got to go too fast. If it gets a bit difficult with the arms, take the arms out, take it back into that heel tap. And in a moment, we're going to go back into the side step with the side raise. Okay, so let's go out to the side and back in. Just lifting and lowering the arms to wherever feels comfortable. If you struggle with the shoulder mobility, take the arms a little bit lower. So we're almost at the end of the warm-up now. You should feel that your breathing rate's increased a little bit, but again, you're still not too out of breath at this point. Okay, so as we're tapping, now let's reach across the chest. Okay, and let's take it back into the march now. Let's give the arms a little bit of a shake, wrists 5 rolls. Okay, and then let's just do 10 torso twists. So let's pop the hands in the center of the body, twist to the right, back to the middle, and twist to the left. Keep the toes wiggling in the trainers as you're doing this. Okay, fab. So we're all warmed up now, we're ready to go. So for today's exercise, like I say, we're going to do 1 minute stations and we're going to do 15 of those, and then we're going to repeat that twice. So there's variations on all of the exercises. You can choose the easier or the harder variations, whatever suits you. Keep in mind that we want to be exercising to around a 13 on the RPE scale, somewhat hard, so you feel like you're doing something, you're working up a bit of a sweat, but you can still hold a conversation if somebody were to talk to you. Okay, so for the first exercise we're going to do then, we're going to start with a squat. So we've done some squats before, down and up. You can do it resting on the chair if you wish to. Down and up with the hands on the chair, pushing all the weight down through the heels. That's the starting point, holding onto the chair. Your second option is arms across the chest. And your third option is doing the squat with the upright row. So we did this on the last video, down and up. You can do it with or without the weights. So pick one of those options. You can start slightly easier and work your way up throughout the workout. Okay, so pick the option that works for you. So I'm going to start with the weights on this one. Feet hip distance apart, arms in front. Okay, and we're ready. Off we go. So let's go down and up. Raising those arms up to the side as we're doing this. So the arms and the elbows are poking outwards. We're not raising the arms up like that. We're taking them out to the side. If at any point you need to put the weights down, you can do, that's fine. You can do it with or without the weights. So we can go no weights, or we can take arms across the chest, or we can go back, holding onto the chair. Okay, so that's your first rest period, so don't forget, keep your feet moving. Now the next exercise we're going to do are some punches, okay? Arms out straight, right and then left. Okay, hands up at shoulder height then, and we're going to punch across and back. Now if you can do this with a march, which is a little bit more difficult, you might want to do 2 marches and a punch. That's the more advanced move. If you want to hold some weights in your hands as you do this, that's the more advanced move still. If you're standing still when you're doing this march, when you're doing this punch, sorry, make sure that you're keeping your toes wiggling, okay? So if you're just standing and punching, keep the toes wiggling inside the shoes. Like I say, we want to avoid standing static with these exercises. So if you can do a march and a punch, that's the better option. If you want to jog and punch, that's your next option. And we're into that rest again, okay? So have a sip of water if you need to. The next one we're going to do, we did on the previous workout, so it was 2 side steps with 2 side raises. Okay, so if you start, let's go to the right. You can hold weights or no weights, whichever you prefer. If you did it last time with no weights, then try and add some weights in this time. But don't forget, we're going to go round these exercises once more. So if you'd rather start with no weights for this one and then add the weights in for the next one, that's fine. We don't need to raise the hands any higher than shoulder height for this one. Doing really well. We've got another 10 seconds left. Brilliant. Okay, catch your breath. Keep the toes moving. Next exercises we're going to do is the back lunge with the front raise. So we did this on session 5. Let's try and do it with a weight if you can do now. Okay, right leg goes down, left leg goes down. Stepping backwards and pushing the knee down to the floor. If you want to do this without the weights, you can do it without the weights, that's fine. If that's a bit too hard, just take it to a step back. Pick those levels. Again, we're going to come round to this once more. So if you want to start without the weights this time and add the weights in next time, that's fine. What we want to do with all of these exercises, no matter which session it is, once it gets comfortable, you want to try and increase the pace a little bit, or the intensity, or the time. Okay, so we're into the next rest period. So the next one we're going to do is a chest press, which we've done before, but as we do the chest press, we're going to raise the knee. Okay, with or without weights, let's go. If you want to start without the weights, you can start without the weights, and we just do the chest press with the knee raise. You can add the weights into this one if you want to, or the weights into the next workout. Pick whichever level suits you that you can try and maintain for that minute. And just raise the knees to wherever feels comfortable. If it's difficult to get the knees too high, then lower them down. We've got 15 seconds left. If you want to slow the pace, that's fine. Okay. Next rest, next one we're going to do are the butt kicks with the bicep curl. With or without the weights, you can do them holding onto the chair if you wish to, for a bit of support, pick your level. Let's go. Bicep curl with the weights. Again, you don't have to do the same one as I'm doing, you can pick a different level, whichever level suits you the best. Aiming for that RPE of around 13. We're still at the beginning of the workout, so there's a little way to go yet, so we don't want to burn out too soon. Halfway. Just curling the leg to wherever's comfortable. If it gets too difficult with the weights, take them out. If it gets too difficult with the arms, take it down to a curl. We've got 5 seconds left. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a squat walk. So we've squatted down a little bit, but now we're going to take 2 steps to the side and 2 steps to the other side, okay? Let's squat down, gentle bend in the knees, 2 steps and 2 steps, trying to maintain that squat position if you can do. If it gets too much for the legs, stand up, have a march out, then set your position and go again. If you've got a resistance band and you want to work the legs harder, you can tie a resistance band just above the knees to make this a bit harder on the legs. If it gets too much but you still want to keep moving, then simply come back up and take it into that side tap. But when you're ready, get your position again, take it back down to the squat. So it's just a gentle bend in the legs, picking your pace. Okay, well done. So the next exercise then, we're going to do a front raise and a side raise together. So a bit of a march, forwards and side, forwards and side. Okay, let's go. Use the weights or don't use the weights, pick whichever you prefer. Try and keep that march going if you can do. Just to shoulder height and back down. If that's difficult or you struggle with the mobility in your shoulders, stop a little bit lower. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. Again, if you want to start this one with no weights and then add the weights next time round, that's fine. Ten seconds left. Three seconds. Brilliant. Next one is the half jack, which you've done a few times now. So we tap out, we raise the arm, we tap out, or we go to the front. Pick your level. Let's start with the right foot now. Let's go. If you want to make it harder, you can hold a weight in the hands, but again, you don't want the weight to be too heavy when we're doing the overhead work. We want to keep the breathing nice and fluid, and we don't want to hold the breath for any exercise. Okay, we've got another 30 seconds. We'll try and keep that moving. We've got 5 seconds. And 1. Okay, back into the rest. Next one we're going to do is a torso twist with a shoulder press. So we're going to twist one way, twist back to the middle, one way, back to the middle, press the weights. Okay, hold the weights if you wish to, or not, you can do it without. Little bit of a march, side to the middle, push the weights up. To the right, to the left, push the weights up. And back up. You can hold 2 weights if you want to for this, or you can hold 1 weight, or you can hold no weights. If you were just holding 1 weight in 2 hands, we'd twist to the side, and then we'd push up with both hands. There we go. And as we're twisting, we're trying to twist from the waist. So you're pulling your core in nice and tight. It's a bit difficult to do it with the march, so if you need to stop marching, just make sure you keep the toes wiggling. Your coordination will be brilliant after all of these. Okay, so next one then, we've got the calf raises with the knee raises, which we've done already. Calf raise, knee raise, calf raise, knee raise. Okay, let's start with the right. Up onto the toes, raise the right knee. Up onto the toes, raise the left knee. Take the knee to wherever feels comfortable. You don't have to hold on if you don't want to, as long as you're balanced, that's fine. If it's too difficult to raise the knee, just keep the calf raises instead. but if you can, let's add them both in. We've got 30 seconds left. Keeping that going, nice and steady, up and down onto the toes. It's not a race, this one. Want to get the form correct. And we're back into the rest. So the next one we're going to do is a march, with or without weights, or a light jog on the toes. Pick whichever level you prefer. I'm going to do a march holding some weights. Okay, let's go. So we're driving those arms as we're doing it. Now, because this session is pushing you on a little bit more again, and we're adding some more exercises in, you may find that you're a little bit achy afterwards. That's quite normal. We're working the muscles hard today. So picking that level. If you want to do this as a march up and down a hallway or a room, that's fine. If you've got a little bit more room and you want to do a longer march, then do that. If not, you can stay on the spot. You can do a steady march, you can take the arms down, you can add the weights, or you can take it into a light jog. And we've got 10 seconds left. Five seconds, and we're back into the rest. Okay, next one we're going to do on the step up box or the stair. Same as we did in session 5, we're going to step up and drive the knee. Up and drive the knee. Okay, let's start stepping on with your right leg, lifting the left knee through. Left knee comes up, right foot goes down. Left knee up, right foot down. If you can start to pick the pace up and drive with the arms, that's going to make it a bit more intense. If you want to add some weights into the hands, that'll pick it up still. But if you want to go a little bit slower and work on driving those legs, that's absolutely fine. We're going to switch the lead leg in just a moment. Okay, so this time we're going to go on with the left leg, drive with the right leg. Okay? If you're struggling to coordinate this at the beginning, take it slower. You haven't got to go too fast on this. We're almost there. Brilliant. Okay, next one, we're going to do a front lunge this time. And back, and as we do that front lunge, we're going to do a front raise. Okay, so let's start with the right leg, lunge forwards, bring the back knee down. Forwards, push the back knee down. Once you've got that, let's add that front raise in. Up and down. You can hold some weights if you want to make it harder, or you can add those in next time round. If it's a bit too difficult to do the full lunge, then simply take a wide step and just try and push the knee a little bit. Just raising the arms again to shoulder height and picking that pace that suits you. If you want to go a bit slower, go a bit slower. If you want to go a bit faster and you feel comfortable to do so, then that's fine. Okay, we've almost done the first round. We're going to go to a split stance, sit to stand. Sit on the chair, feet hip distance apart, one foot slightly in front of the other. Let's start right leg in front, arms across the chest, and we stand up. Keeping the chest nice and upright. If you can bring the elbows up, that sometimes helps. If you want to make this harder, you can take the arms out in front of you, or you can hold some weights in the hands as you're doing this one. So we're going to switch the legs in a moment. Okay, so sit back down, switch legs, let's go again. So one foot is just ever so slightly in front of the other. Make sure you've got your balance and your feet a little bit hip distance apart so you're not wobbling. We don't want you to do this with the feet together. If you want to just raise the arms as you sit up, as you stand up, sorry, that's fine. Again, pick that level. Okay, brilliant. So that's the first round done. Now we go back again. So for those of you that remember, it's a squat with an upright row or just a squat for the next one. So feet hip distance apart, squat down, raise up, down and raise up. Use the weights if you want to, or leave the weights out. Again, if you want to just take it into a squat with the arms across the chest with no weights, that's fine. If you want to go to a mini squat and hold onto the chair, then please do that. And if you start off with the mini squat or you start off holding onto the chair, as the weeks go on, try and progress upwards. And we've got 20 seconds left. Keeping those elbows up as we're doing the upright row. We've got 5 seconds. Okay, next one we're back into the punches. So we can just do 1, 2 punch, 2 steps punch, or we can take it into a light jog and punch. You pick those levels, okay? So I'll punch, do a couple of steps, and then punch the other side. If you want to hold some weights in your hands as you do this, that's fine. If you've had recent sternotomy surgery, then it's advisable on this one to take it into a chest press. So we're moving the hands forwards and backwards together. We're not putting that twist across the chest. If you're unsure of anything, like I say, speak to the team before you start exercising. Almost lost my rhythm then. We've got 10 seconds left. Okay, and we're back into that rest. Brilliant. So the next one, we've got the side steps with the side raises. Okay, so we're going 2 side steps to 2 side raises. Weights or no weights, faster or slower, pick your levels. Okay, let's go. If you do this workout and you feel that it's too challenging, you can knock the levels down a little bit and go for the easier levels on the exercises, take the weights out, or you can go back down to session 5 and come back to this when you feel a little bit more comfortable. The more you do these exercises, the fitter and stronger you're going to get. We're under 10 seconds, we've got 5 seconds left. Okay, brilliant. So we're now into the back lunge, down and back, knee down to the floor, and let's try and add that front raise in as we go. Okay, we've got 3 seconds. Pick your weights up if you want them, but you don't have to use the weights again here. Again, we don't want to rush these ones. We want to make sure that the technique is correct and that both feet are coming together in the middle. Don't want you racing away and wobbling over on these ones. We're halfway. We've got 10 seconds left. Okay, grab that drink, keep those feet moving. Next one, we're back into the chest press with the knee raise, with or without the weights. Pick the level that you wish to work at. And let's start. Let's raise that right knee. Nice and relaxed movement on this one. We're not going too fast. Keeping your upper body nice and upright. If it's too much with the weights, put them down. If it's too much with the chest press, take the arms by the side. And we're halfway. We've got 20 seconds left. Doing really well. And one. Back into that rest. Okay, the next one we're doing is the butt kick, and we're adding in that bicep curl. With or without the weights, with or without the curl. If you wish to hold on to the chair, oh, almost. If you wish to hold on to the chair and just do the butt kicks, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to add the weights and the curl. Again, pick the speed that suits you. You don't have to go too fast. You don't have to curl the legs too much if it's uncomfortable on the knee. We're halfway. Ten seconds left. And one. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to pop the weights down and we're going back into the squat walk now. So feet hip distance apart. If you want to pop your arms across the chest, slight bend in the legs, 2 steps to the right. Okay, let's go. And then 2 steps back. If this is too easy and you want to make it harder, pop the arms out in front of you. If it gets too much, stand up, have a march out, shake the legs off a bit, and then go again. 30 seconds left. If you want to add a resistance band around the knees for this one, you can do. Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. And 2, and 1. Okay, we're back into that rest. And I'm going to demonstrate the next one, which is the front raise with the side raise, with or without the weights, with a little march if we can do. Okay, let's go. Up to shoulder height and back down. We're not holding them up there, we're just moving them up and down, nice and relaxed. Don't hold your breath as you're doing these. If you're using a weight that you're really having to strain to lift up, then that's too heavy for this workout. Lower that down. We're halfway. Keeping that going, we've got 10 seconds left. Okay, next exercise we're going to do is your half jack again. So tap out to the side, arm up or arm across, with or without the weight if you want to make it harder. Let's tap up with a weight, just a light weight on this one for the overhead work. Pick that level that suits you. If you want to speed it up a bit, you can speed it up. If you need to slow it down, slow it down. If it gets too much, take the arms out and take it back into that side tap. We've got 15 seconds left. And we're nearly there. We're back into that rest again. Okay. Next one, we've got the small march with the torso twist and the shoulder press. One weight, two weights, or no weights. Pick the level. Okay. Let's twist to the right and twist to the left, and then push up and back down. Try and twist from the waist if you can do, engaging that core, keeping nice and upright. It's hard to do as you're marching. If you need to take the march out, just keep the toes wiggling, or take it into a slight step as you're doing it. We're halfway. If you started with no weights and you wish to add another weight in, that's fine. You can change this up as you go along. We've got 10 seconds left. It is a little bit more difficult to coordinate as you're moving, but I'm sure you're all doing brilliantly. And we're into the next rest. Keep those feet moving. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the calf raise with the knee raise. Again, if you wish to hold onto the chair, let's go up, raise the knee, up, raise the knee. Let's start. Up onto the toes, raise the right knee. Up onto the toes, raise the left knee. Pick that level that suits you, nice and steady onto the toes, and raise the knee to wherever feels comfortable. Once you've done this a few times and you feel like you've got your balance, then you can start increasing the speed. If you're a little bit unbalanced or a little bit wobbly, take it slower. We've got 15 seconds left. Okay. So next one, we're back into the march, the power march, holding the weights or no weights, or we're back into that light jog. Pick the level that suits you. We're going to do another minute and then we've got that rest. Okay, let's start. So I'm just going to do a light jog for this one. Again, if you've got a longer room or a hallway, you can do it in there if you wish to. Or if you want to walk out into the garden, you can have a walk out into the garden. Pick the level that feels comfortable, and we're aiming for about 13, 14 on that RPE scale. If it's getting harder than that, then slow it down, move down to the next level. We're on 30 seconds, so have a see how you're feeling and adjust if needed. So if you're jogging and you feel like you need to take it down to a power march, then do so. Or if you want to add some weights in, change that up now. We've got 15 seconds left. And we're almost done, just a few stations left. Okay, next one, we're back into the power knee with the step. Okay, so we step on with the right leg, drive the left knee, step off, on and off. Hold the weights if you want to make it harder. Up and off, up and off. You don't have to have a step for this one. You can do this without a step. If you haven't got a step up box, pick the level that works for you. If you want to hold some weights, let's hold some weights as you're doing it. Okay, now we're going to change the lead leg. So we lead with the left and we drive with the right. Start off slower until you've got that movement. Keep an eye on the step up box so you don't accidentally step over. We're almost there. Brilliant. Let's move that out of the way. We're going to go back to the front lunge now. Lunging down and up. If you did it just the lunge last time with no weight, hold the weights. If you want to make it that bit harder, let's add that front raise. If your shoulders are a little bit achy, because we've done a lot on the shoulders today, then simply drop the weights down. You can do it without the weights, or you can take it just into a front lunge with no arms. Make sure this movement's nice and balanced and controlled. We've got 10 seconds left. Okay, we've got one more left now. So we're going to do the split stance, sit to stand from the dining chair. Feet slightly offset, right foot in front, arms across the chest or out in front. Let's stand up. Slow it down if you need to slow it down. Okay, and we change legs now, so make sure you sit down before you change the legs. Across the chest or out in front. Pushing all the way through the feet, down through the heels. We've got 5 seconds. Perfect, we're all done. So it's really important now that we have a nice steady cool down. So take a sip of water if you need one, but keep those feet moving, don't stop all of a sudden. Okay, so we just want to take it now into a steady march, okay? So we're not stopping all of a sudden. We don't want that heart rate and blood pressure to drop. That was a hard workout. If you're anything like me, I'm pretty warm right now. I know I've done something. So we need to just bring it back down nice and steady. So let's keep those feet marching. We're not jogging, we're not running at this point. That's a good full body workout that you've done there. If you can try and do that a few times a week, that's really going to help. If you want to do that whilst adding in a couple of walks per week, that's great. Same principle applies with the walks to make sure that you warm up and you cool down. Okay, let's do 10 shoulder rolls. Let's go 10 backwards. That's 5. And 10. Okay, give the arms a bit of a shake. Let's do 10 forwards. That's 5. And one more, that's 10. Okay, so let's take it now into a heel dig. And as we do that, let's do that bicep curl again. So we're not going too fast now, we're slowing the pace down with each of these movements. So we want a good 10-minute cool down after a workout like that. If your arms are too tired, take the arms out and we'll just go into the heel dig. Okay, let's take the arms into that chest press. Just nice and relaxed. If you need to lower them down now, that's fine. We've worked the arms and the chest a lot with that workout. So you might be just that little bit achy tomorrow or the day after. That's quite normal. So this should start to feel a little bit easier now. Breathing rate should come down a little bit. If it doesn't, then slow the pace down, take the arms out, or complete this sitting down if you need to. Okay, let's take the arms out now, and let's just take it into that heel dig. So we've just got a gentle swing in the arms as we're doing this. Keeping those feet moving. Nice relaxed swing of the arms. And then in a moment we're going to take it out to the side tap. Okay, so let's start with the right foot and the left. Really important not to skip the cool down. If you're in a rush, cut a bit of time off the workout. Don't skip the cool down. Tapping those feet out just to wherever's comfortable. If you need to hold onto a chair or a surface, that's fine. And then in a moment we're going to take it to a back tap. So not quite a lunge, just tapping the toe behind. Okay, so let's start with the right foot and then the left foot. So just back and to the middle. Small step back on the toes, back to the middle. So we're gradually slowing that pace a little bit now. This should feel nice and light now, around number 11 on the RPE scale. Okay, and we're going to go back into the march now. Let's do 10 more shoulder rolls. That's 5. And one more. That's 10. Okay, let's do 10 forwards. And one more. That's 10. Let's give the arms a bit of a shake. Keep those feet moving. Just taking that march down a little bit slower now. Gentle swing of the arms. Breathing rate should be almost back down to normal now. Okay, and we're going to do one last set of heel digs. So nice and steady, heel forwards and back. So you can feel a little stretch in the calf on this one. If you've had any problems with any of the exercises during any of the workouts, please make sure you get back in touch with the team for some advice. We're almost there now. Okay, let's just have a very gentle march now whilst we do 10 wrist rotations. And that's 10. Let's do 10 torso twists. Hands go in the middle, to the side and back. That's 5. And one more. That's 10. Let's do 10 ankle rolls. That's 5. Let's go the other way. And same on the left foot. 5 one way. And 5 the other way. Brilliant. So give yourselves a clap, guys. You've completed all series of the cardiac rehab standing series. You've done all the sessions there. We've finished on session 6, so you've really progressed well if you've pushed the way through all of those. The aim now is to just continue on, to continue keeping active, to keep active regularly throughout the week with things like these workouts or walks, and just try and push that pace on, or the time or the intensity as it starts to feel easy. Hope you've enjoyed them, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.